Okay, so this is to continue the public videos that I was posting. I will try to revive the unlisted videos and a bunch of videos that I had made and deleted. But in any case, for now I'll just continue where we left off. So after the first 6 videos where we talk about basics, like for example, doing planks, body weight exercises, all these weird things, right? It sounds kind of like hippie. It almost seems like the hippie weird approach to violin, in a way. I mean, if you don't need some of these things, it's totally fine. But these basic things, such as bow hold, strengthening, and all these things are actually quite important. Just as a quick example, if you could make sure that your bow hold exercise, like the strengthening exercise, could you make sure that you do it regularly? Because if you don't do it regularly, what's going to happen is, for example, let me give you an example of what will happen later on. If, let's say, for example, you hold the bow, the way I'm asking you to, which is not the only right way, but is kind of linked to the technical approach that I'm going to use in the future, then I'm going to ask you, let's say, I'm going to ask you to do some bow strokes. This is like a $70 instrument. It's broken here. My violin is in New York right now, and my backup is in a student's hand. So here we go. In any case, so when you play, let's say, it's an interesting instrument. It's a weird broken bow too. I should buy more full-size violins. But in any case, let's say in order to execute, let's say, the third movement of the Bruch Concerto, whatever bowing you use, at some point you need to do, right? A good articulated stroke. You could do like spiccato, something else more bouncy, but if I ask you to use that pick up kind of a stroke, and let's say your bow hold is like this, okay, a more Russian bow hold, which is, again, not wrong, it's just different, right? Then what's going to happen is that this is far less flexible, and it's harder for anyone to pick up the bow. So that section of that movement of the Bruch has to be done with a completely different bow stroke, right? A more brushy bow stroke. So it completely changes the technical approach. Now, if you do it intentionally and we talk about it, that's totally fine, because then I'll know to use it different. But if you do it simply, if you simply are not paying attention, and then your bow, for example, I know that sometimes you go a little deep in the bow hold, and sometimes you wrap your index finger. Not sure if you still do that, but let's say you do that. That's kind of like the Russian bow hold. Plus, you have this problem that you're in a weird way, funny enough, like you're pushing and yet pulling up on the stick. It's a very controlling kind of approach to the bow. Then exact same thing, you go to, let's say, number 9, Paganini number 9, or you go to Mozart sonatas and just simple spiccato, Mozart concerto, and even détaché, how you do détaché, right? How you use the fingers is going to change depending on the angle of your bow hold and the type of your bow hold. And so this is a perfect example of if the fundamentals are not agreed upon, then it leads to problems in the future. So please review some of the basics videos if you haven't before we move on. And once you do that, I would suggest that the best way to incorporate these basic exercises is to do them at least about minimum 5 minutes a day, but every single day. And don't expect big change for at least 30 days or more. You could, of course, drop everything you're doing in violin and life and just devote yourself to the bow hold or to open strings for a few weeks or months, just do that and try to make dramatic, complete change. But I know that you are performing and playing and you have to play things all the time. So I think a more gradual but guaranteed fix is the way to go. And so that's why I recommend you review the 6 videos I made that are public and pick out the basic strength exercises, the bow hold exercises, and the basic son filet with the violin hold exercise, and devote at least 5 minutes to each of those every single day, and don't expect any results for at least a month. That would probably be practical. Of course, listen to your body and we can discuss things, but it's not really going to change much. And if at that point it's still not soaking in, then we're going to have to deal with it another way. But that's about the length of time it takes for most people for it to soak in with that amount of small but consistent practice sessions. Okay, all right, that's it for number 7, I believe. Yeah, we'll continue from there. Okay, bye.